Hey guys, we're watching Volgar's beer reviews. This time, I'm gonna take a look at Montejo. Montejo. I'm gonna say it that way. That's the way I read it. Montejo. Because, you know, J makes the sound in Japan. I mean, Mexico. I've had a couple beers. This is after the Oculto and half, or the majority of a 11.2 ounce bottle for $2. Because that's what Buddha beer's worth. Not, in my opinion. Anyway, already had that too. This is, anyway. Montejo. Montejo. DCD 1900. Con Origlio Mexicano. I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Beer gives it 69, which is pretty high for a Mexican lager. 4.5% ABV. The average review is 2.9, which I'm not surprised about. It sounds about right, because like any beer, Mexican beer is subpar. I mean, you know, whatever. They're all typically the same. Whatever. Yep. Here we go. And boom goes dynamite. Big ass cans always leak. Oh. Pale straw, piss color. And I'm sorry you don't like that piss color, but yeah, this is, you know, low grade beer. And it says it's Mexican beer. It's going to be more expensive than, you know, Miller or whatever else that's Americanized. Or not Americanized, but, you know, American adjunct. The head's pretty thick, so I poured it straight down. It's pretty soapy and bubbly, but it's crackling fizzing. It's going to go away pretty quickly. Pretty heavy carbonation. So not moderate, more than moderate. So it would be more to medium. Anyway, there you go. Smell just like maybe not Soul, maybe not as watery as Soul, at least for my smell, but just like what's that beer? Modelo, it's just like Modelo. Anyway, cheers. 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 It's just okay. You know, at first it seemed kind of okay, but then the aftertaste, when it hits my gut, it's like, this is really a good idea. She don't think so. And 4.5 ABV, if I didn't already say that. Okay, here's some reviews. Givrid, 3.69, very light tasting, good on a hot summer day, just like any beer. 3 out of 5, tone 77, poured from a brown 12-ounce bottle, a pale yellow straw color, with half-inch ahead. Smell is sweet, malty, taste malts, some sweetness, a bit of corn. Feels light in the mouth, and overall a refreshing but mediocre beer. Yeah, a lot of 2s, a lot of 1.8. Not a fan of Pilsners, but it is what it is. Not a fan of Pilsners. Okay, you're not a fan of Mexican beers, Mexican lagers. This is not a traditional Pilsner. I'm not the biggest. I don't know everything about beer, but I know that. You know, doesn't make a Pilsner. Whatever. Okay, Jay from Falstaff, Louisiana Beer Reviews says 3.25 out of 5. Montejo is a thick, somewhat fizzy white head, clear, bubbly, golden appearance with minimal lacing left behind. Aroma sweet, lightly roasted, bready malts, and the flavor is of sweet bread, mild hop bitterness, and possibly maize. Mouth feels light to medium, and Montejo finishes crisp, refreshing, and light, and highly drinkable. Okay, my review. Alright, if you want something different that's a Mexican beer, well, traditional Mexican beer, I mean, whatever. You know, a different Mexican beer. This is different Mexican beer, and it's, you know, it's different, and I like it. I admit it. I like it. I might not like it a whole bunch, but I do like it. This, on the other hand, it's just like Modelo. I've had Modelo once, and it tastes like your typical Mexican lager. That's pretty much it. Or even like a Miller, maybe even like Miller Lite, or like yeah, corn adjunct lager. Not much, really, yeah. So, unless you really want to try a what the heck? My movie quit. Here we go. Play. Anyway, you really want to try it, you can try it. But I'll tell you right now. Have you had Mexican beer? Have you had Modelo? Have you had Carta Blanca? Well, I've had Carta Blanca, and I remember Carta Blanca tasting better than this. Pretty sure it's pretty much identical to Modelo. If you had Modelo, if you had a Corona, I think Corona had a little bit more of a hop bitterness, slightly. Like, this just tastes a little more bland and watery. I gotta give this... If I gave Lucky a 4, I gotta give this a 4 too. It's just... I'm not a big fan of Mexican beers, and the problem with Mexican beers is it just doesn't taste that much different from American adjunct lagers, but they typically cost more. At least with the Cold Toe, it's different. It's not just your typical Mexican lager or Spanish or whatever you want to call it. It's not your typical Spanish, Mexican, Latin lager. That one's got tequila and pineapple and, you know, weird stuff going on. It's different. Pepper, Christmas trees. This just looks like a generic Mexican beer. Doesn't say anything different, anything special. It just tastes exactly like any other Mexican beer. At least, I mean, any other. I mean, mostly like Modelo, because they all taste similar, but Modelo, Sol, it kind of tastes like Miller Lite. Or no, I remember Miller Lite tasted a little bit better than this. Maybe like Coors Light Mexicanized. I don't know. Anyway. It's really light. It's watery. I almost taste rice in it. Almost like a Budweiser. Honestly, I gave Buddha Lucky Beer, I gave that a 4 because it was such a gimmick, but the beer didn't taste terrible. It just was exactly like any other Heineken or Beck's or whatever. But this just tastes exactly like any other Mexican beer, at least especially, like I said, Modelo. And I don't think it's any cheaper in price. So yeah, I'm going to lock in at a 3 out of 10. It's nothing special. If you really want to try this and add it to your candy collection, go for it. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can't find this, just go get a Modelo and pretend it's Montejo or whatever this says. So yeah, it's nothing special. At least if you get a 211 or Rainier Ale or a Dog Bite or a Still Reserve 211, King Cobra, Hurricane, at least if you get that, it might taste rougher. You might not like it at first, but keep going at it. Your taste buds might, grow, and you might not hate it. That's got higher alcohol. This is only a 4.5, and I think I'd rather have a PBR. But neck and neck, PBR and this isn't that different. But there's more corn in this than PBR. PBR is a little more crisp and clean. This has got more of that corn taste. But if you're eating Mexican food, if you're a fan of Mexican beers, you're probably gonna love this. But for me, I'm just letting you know I don't see any difference from this in Modelo. So yeah, I think it's like a 3. I don't want to say a 1 because that's not fair. It's not terrible. It's not overly priced. It's not a gimmick. But it is just another Mexican beer. There's nothing special about it. That's my review. Thanks for watching. See you next time.